Testing. Alright. Let's get the show started, alright. So, a bit of a delayed puck drop for the Austin Bandits and the Houston Bandits. 7:35 p.m. Opening day puck drop. So, intended time was at 8:05. We didn't get there. So, it'll be 8:35 puck drop between the Austin Bandits and the Houston Honey Badgers. So, Honey Badgers 1 win, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss. So 1-1-1. And the Houston Honey that's the Austin Bandits. The Houston Honey Badgers are 2-1-0. Well, I mean, we haven't even done the official tag that. So you are listening to the SIHL TV and Radio Network, and it is time for the pregame show. So, hello and welcome. Here we are at the pregame show. So, yes, as I said just a moment ago, it is a nice, it's a nice Monday night for some Monday Night Hockey. You got the Austin Bandits hosting the Houston Honey Badgers in the Cowboy Center in Austin, Texas. So, the Austin Bandits, so it's a battle of Texas in the SIHL. So, the Honey Badgers points-wise, 1 point ahead of the Bandits. Honey Badgers have 4 points. Meanwhile, the Bandits are at 3. The Denver Dragons are at the Honey Badgers are also tied with the Bandits. Exactly tied. Both have 3 games and 2 wins and a loss for 4 points. That's in the Central Division. The North Stars have played the least amount of games. Everybody's played. Everybody's played at least 1 game by this point in the season. We're just getting into it. So we started on Wednesday. It's now Monday, so 4 or 5 days in now into the SIHL. So the Austin Bandits and the Houston Honey Badgers. Game starting in just a few minutes here. So you have 4 minutes. So the Austin Bandits, so I'll take a quick. So around the league, so yeah, the Austin Bandits. How are they looking in the Central Division? The Austin Bandits, yeah, they're third, and then the Honey Badgers and the Dragons are tied for first place. So you can say 1-2. So yeah, they're ranked by their. The Dragons are only number 1 because of the alphabet, but they're tied. So then we're going around and looking at box scores around the league. We got a lot on hand tonight, so we'll fly through this. So we have the Baltimore Orioles, we have the Baltimore Blast and the Atlanta Freight Train. They got underway. Oh yeah, they got underway early, like 4:30 or something. And then, yeah, there were some games get got on at 5 because it's a big day. A lot of games today here on a Monday, so usually like 4 o'clocks are cut off for day games, 4:30. Boston, New York. But get my phone out and get the exact start time since I have it all written down. So yeah, the Winnipeg Wolfpack and the Columbus Show, 4:05 p.m. That's when. They're the first ones to get underway down there. At the Frozen Barn in Columbus. And then after that, Louisville Lions in the Ocean got underway right at about the exact same time. Freight Train in Baltimore at 5:30. And then Miami being hosted by the Washington Monuments. That started at 6:45. Toronto and Rhode Island, 6:35, and then Toronto and Rhode Island at 6:45, and then New York and Quebec got the New York Atlantics and the Quebec City Royals got underway at 7:05 p.m. And then the game we're covering was supposed to be exactly an hour later, but it's going to be at an 8:35 p.m. start. delayed start. Then and then after that, we got the Dragons hosting the North Stars at 8:45. It's 7:45 p.m. time. Start time, something like that, I think. In their time, but it's 8:45 p.m. Eastern. And then we have the Gladiators hosting the Monsters at 9 o'clock. So that's a 6 p.m. start. Local in local time for them. And then your final game of the day at 10 p.m. 11:05 p.m. Eastern. The latest game. It'll be the Alaska Aces and the Seattle Stingrays. All the way up north in Alaska. They don't get underway till 11 o'clock at night. We'll probably cover them at some point. Just the time of when they start, it's hard to cover. So, moving on to the starting lineups and your starting goaltenders, which we're going to go through really quickly here. So, I was yapping about the schedule. I keep going back into box scores when I'm trying to go into take a look at the starting lineups. So, take a look at your starting lineup for the Austin Bandits. On that, take first your offense. You got Sonny Milano playing left, Sebastian Aho in center, Kim Atkinson in right as your top line. Your second line in left will be Noah Cates, Anna Henrique in center, and Laura Fogel in right. Then for your bottom six, you have Dakota Joshua in left, Ryan Donato in center, and Josh Stone in right. Then for your bottom line, you have Jonah Gadjevich, Nikita in left. Gadjevich in left, Nikita Nestorenko in center, and you have Samuel Pullen in right. And then take a look at your offense. Take a look at your defense. Excuse me. Take a look at your defense for the Austin Bandits. Well, for your first two pairing, you got Jonas Berdini in left, and Mackenzie and Uyghur in right. Pretty solid pairing. And then for your second pair, you got Isaiah Smith in left, and Sean Walker, his teammate, in right. For your bottom pairing, you got Hayden Fleury in left, and Ryan Johnson in right. And take a look at the Honey Badgers starting lineup. So it's Morgan Riley in left, and Henry Yokiharu in right. Why not? Let's start with defense. As your top pairing for the Houston Honey Badgers. And your second pairing for defense is Keandre Miller in left, and Cole Miller in right. And then Alexander Romanov in left, and Dylan Conklin in right for your third defensive pairing for the Honey Badgers. And take a look at their offense. You got Philip Forsberg in left, William Karlsson in right, and Clayton Keller in. I keep screwing this up. You got Philip Forsberg in left, William Karlsson in center, and Clayton Keller in right. Eli Tolvanen and Yegor in left, Yegor Sharangovich in right, Yegor Sharangovich in center, Arthur Kaliev in right. Then you have Michael Pezzetta in left for your third line, Trent Frederick in center, and Yoel Armia in right. Or Joel Armia. I'm going to say Yoel Armia. But then for your bottom pairing in left, you have Yoel Kiviranta in left, David Gustafson in center, and William Ogren in right. Take a look at your starting goaltenders. Final part of the pregame show. Your starting goaltenders for today's matchup will be Sergei Bobrovsky for the Houston Honey Badgers. Played 2 games, 1 win, 54 saves, a 915 save percentage, 252 goals against average. And then we're going to be going to the Austin Bandits. Your starting goaltender is Jesper Wallstead for the Austin Bandits. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at the stats, and then we'll get this game rolling. Alright, so for Jesper Wallstead, two games, 1 win, 66 saves, 942 save percentage, and 201 goals against average. And let's get this baby started. So that has been the pregame show. You are listening to the SIHL TV and Radio Network. So here we go. Let's get this one underway. The Austin Bandits Honey Badgers. No intro, of course. Didn't get to it. Hopefully I'll have it for tomorrow. Enjoy the game. Hello and welcome to downtown Austin. I'm the Austin Bandits. And we are in the Cowboy Center. I'm the Austin Bandits. We are underway. Philip Forsberg off the draw for the Houston Honey Badgers. We are the other way. We are underway here on for some Monday Night Hockey. The Austin Bandits and the Houston Honey Badgers. The Battle of Texas. Sit back, relax, get some popcorn or whatever snack you choose, and just sit back and enjoy this one. Okihara, we would move right to the center. Honey Badgers in the offensive zone. They cycle. It's Okihara down low for the Honey Badgers. Back over to Morgan Rowling. Center of that shot there in a save. Scooped up in the far corner by Mackenzie Weegar. Atkinson along the right wing down the neutral zone. Able to dump it into the Badger zone. As the Honey Badgers get it in their own zone. And scooped up there on the, along the left wing, in the left wing corner. Aho on the backhand with a shot there and a glove save. Owen Carson takes it away. The Houston Honey Badgers in the red whites with your orange shirtsies and the black pants with white, black, and orange stripes. And then the Austin Bandits in their home red, black, and white jerseys with red going all the way from the helmet down to the socks. So save there to stop play by Sergei Bobrovsky, and we'll have a face-off to his left. Adam Henrique, Yegor Sharangovich taking the draw. And the face-off done. And Bandits with the face-off down. Noah Cates able to get it back up high. He's going. Noah Cates. Is the name right? Is Eli Tolvanen? It's us Cates. There comes. Put in Devin Lucas. Goes to the back end. Able to find Mackenzie Weegar. By Adam Henrique. Able to rip one wide. And around the goal it goes. And Fogel down low. Scooped up by Yegor Sharangovich. We bounced over to Arthur Kaliev. Kaliev on the far side, top of the left circle. And a pass to the other side of the ice, but it's intercepted by Weegar, and he gets out to center ice with Adam Henrique. Over the blue line, able to move on in. And middle of the circle, right in the spot with a shot. Warren Fogel on the save. And after the neutral zone they go. Eli Tolvanen for the Honey Badgers. Good pass across. Kaliev a shot and a save. Battles in the corner there, scripted by Isaiah Smith, the Austin defenseman. Down low, opening right to the front, able to move right in. Shot, he scores off the iron! Eli Tolvanen, his first goal of the season for the Houston Honey Badgers. And it's 1-0 Houston here in the Battle of Texas. So, the Houston Honey Badgers here. Good pressure in the offensive zone early. And a bit of a chance here, some really good passing right in front of net. Eli Tolvanen gets lucky, shoots one off the post, and then it just a lucky bounce and it trickles in. And it's 1-0 Honey Badgers. Arthur Kaliev the assist. On the face-off, JT Miller. DeAndre Miller. DeAndre Miller down low. Back up by Trent Frederick, able to rip one. Easy save. Had stick to side. To the corner. And the Austin Bandits trying to get out of their own zone. They're successfully able to with Ryan Donato. Able to pitchfork it in. Not pitch, able to dump it in. They're able to gain control. Here's Trent Frederick. For the Honey Badgers. Shot there wide of the goal. On the far side boards is Dakota Joshua. After Josh down. Push down the middle. Here's Ryan Donato. Going to work on it. Picked up by Michael Pizzetta. Over to Miller. To move in. Just for all said the save. Isaiah Smith took a big hit. So there to save. Will O'Meara. And another save there by just for all said. Out to the neutral zone they go. Here come the Austin Bandits. Josh down in the middle. He shoots in a glove save. Sergei Bobrovsky able to hold on for the whistle. With 11:42 to go in the first. So 8 shots for the Honey Badgers, just 5 for the Austin Bandits. It's 1-0 Houston. We're on a Sunday afternoon. Sebastian Island and Trent Frederick taking the face off. On the face-off win for the Austin Bandits, Hayden Fleury. Milano on the back end. Fleury. Down low in the corner. On the back on the near side. Henry Okiari over to Yoel Armia. On the near side, is able to jump it in the zone, able to go in deep. Hayden Fleury able to scoop it right back up. Kim Atkinson is there. Sebastian Aho able to take it over in center. Over top of the circle, on front with a shot. There's and the save is made with ease. Morgan Riley pinned against the wall by Aho. Scramble for it in the cornerback out to center. Kim Atkinson able to work on it. Back up high, Hayden Fleury. On the top of the zone, back over to Johnson, able to rip one. That one blocked in front. Atkinson in the back end and a save there. Dabrowski holds on for the whistle. Adam Henrique, William Carlson. Overall, Henry Okihara there. Able to find Morgan Riley, able to get over to Phelan Forsberg there. It's Clinton Keller. Forsberg with a shot there and a save. Just for Wallstead holding on for the whistle. So big hit on Henry Yokiharu early on the game. There's no case. Gates had him, Henrique in one focal, taking the face off. Johnson there lost it. Forsberg right to the front. He shoots and he scores! Philip Forsberg right down Broadway. The Honey Badgers take a 2-0 lead. Aaron Austin. Forsberg, he went right between the circles. Right in Gretzky's office. Right to the front. And he puts it right between the legs of Jesper Olsted, and it's 2-0 Houston. And there's a decent amount of Houston fans. You can see the pockets of a decent amount of orange. Well, I mean, they do stick out like a sore thumb, but I do see quite a bit of them. Since they made the draw, and he just only so many miles away, so on the face-off, Adam Henrique able to win it for Hayden Fleury. And here's Fogel over the line, able to move right down Broadway with a shot, and his save skipped it back on the near side. A bit of a wrestling forward there. Forsberg ends up out on top, but they go into the zone and end up turning it over. Here's Adam Henrique the other way. Back checked heavily, but he'll try to get a shot, but Yokiharu blocked it. And here comes Morgan Riley through center, able to move over the line with Philip Forsberg on the backhand. Carlson trying to find an open shooting line there. Finds the weak one, but he takes a shot, but an easy save for Jesper Wallstead. He's already given up 2 goals so far. So, we'll see if his struggles continue throughout this game. The face-off win is Henrique for the Bandits. That one kick behind the zone, skipped up by Jonas Brody, and back of the net boards is Gadjevich for the Austin Bandits, cross ice for Poland. Gadjevich for the shot there, and a love save, Sergei Bobrovsky. Nestorenko, Yegor Sharangovich, back of the face-off. Bottom of the line out there for the Bandits. On the face-off win, Dylan Coughlin able to get over to Eli Tolt with him on the far side boards. And down the corner, Sharangovich up behind the backhand. There's Brody and over to Mackenzie Weegar. Up the right line, able to move in the zone on the backhand. And finding Gadjevich again with a shot there and a save. Sergei Bobrovsky, who holds on for the whistle. Nestorenko taking the face off against Yegor Sharangovich. And Nestorenko able to win the draw for the Austin Bandits. Weegar up high. Shot there, and Nestorenko trying to get one right in front. And save there and hold on for the whistle. 2-0 Houston. Here on a Monday night. Glad to have you tuning in to the SIHL TV and radio network. So, Houston Honey Badgers leading 2-0 with 6:03 to go in the first. Back up by Weegers. Plays back underway. A shot there and a save. Bobrovsky finally holds on. Took a couple seconds, but he holds on for the whistle. Face off upcoming. This time going to be to the left of Sergei Bobrovsky. Sebastian Riley on that top line with Milano and Kim Atkinson taking the face off. And the Bandits win it. Mackenzie Weegar up by Jonas Brody. On the backhand, trying to move to the front. Didn't work out so well, but Broski the save, and he holds off the whistle. SIHL and Trent Frederick. Once again, smashing on the face-off win. Flaps up for the point. Mackenzie Weaver and a save by Broski. It was a pretty fast shot, though. Romanov at the center, Army over the line. Army is surrounded blocked by some Austin defensemen. Back the other way goes Sonny Milano for the Austin Bandits. Top of the left circle. A shot there and a glove save by the left hand of Sergei Bobrovsky with his glove. So, 4:48 remaining in period 1. 14 shots for the Bandits, 11 for the Houston Honey Badgers. Forsberg for Clark. Into the hands of William Karlsson, but it's taken away. Sebastian out over the red line, able to move to the front. Move into the high slot with a shot. The back end, right in front of the goal. Atkinson shoots the glove save. Oscar the glove save. Once again, a face-off to his left. And Rink out there. Out the draw, Brodeen. Shot there, tipped and save. Sergei. There's William Karlsson. Philip Forsberg. Forsberg on the back end. Able to find Glenn Keller. Trying to get right between the defensemen. Shot there and a save. And Henrique. Penalty on the way. That's the Houston Honey Badgers. It's going to go to Philip Forsberg. So interference, Philip Forsberg going off for interference. And right now, I know. I hope he's not a duplicate, but I did my best to get rid of duplicates initially. I got rid of like 99% of them. They took on the near wing, skipped up there by Morgan Riley. 2:57 to go in the first period. Field goal, there will be a penalty against Sonny Milano. He'll go off for slashing, so we're going to have a minute and 49 seconds of 4-on-4. Sonny Milano going off for slashing. Adam Henrique facing Yegor Sharangovich for the face-off. On the way, there's Dylan Coughlin. Jonas Brodeen. Mackenzie Weaver is there as well. Able to get center on the 4-on-4, minute and a half remaining. Henrique over the line, top of the right circle. Drop off Weaver. Josh Stone is there in the middle with a shot. Couldn't really get anything going there. Here's Yegor Sharangovich going the other way for the Honey Badgers. Kelly trying to go through the middle, but Weaver blocked it off. One goes all the way back into the Houston zone. Dylan Coughlin regrouping with Sharangovich for the Honey Badgers. As they move back to neutral ice. Get past Kaliev, top of the left circle, moving on in. Shot there, save. That one skittered to the corner. Back up along the left wing. Going the other way is Adam Henrique for the Bandits. Austin right in front of the back end. Josh Stone in the save. Sergei Bobrovsky holding on with 1:07 remaining in the period. William Ogren. For the Bandits. Jonas Brodeen in the glove save. Sergei Bobrovsky. Henry Yokiharu over to Eli Silvanen. Over the blue line on the backhand. Silvanen drop off Yokiharu on the back. Up to the front there in the shot to Wallstead in the save, and he holds on for the whistle. On the face-off win, Sean Walker there. In the far corner, Smith. With the battle there, Yokiharu able to rip one into save at the far side. Here's Adam Henrique. Oh, he took a hit. What a way to end the period. Some big hits to end the period. Adam Henrique takes a hit, and that's definitely a wake-up call. for the veterans. So that'll end period 1. 2-0 Houston. You were listening to the SIHL TV and Radio Network. Today, 19 shots for the Austin Bandits, 14 for the Houston Honey Badgers. I don't want to say Cosmos, but that's baseball. It's my baseball league. We're not doing baseball here. So 19 shots for the Austin Bandits, 14 shots for the Houston Honey Badgers. So the Austin Bandits here doing. I mean, they're getting more production, but they've gotten really unlucky. They've had some unlucky bounces. And the problem is they can't beat Bobrovsky. That's the problem. They can't beat Bob. So see, because most of the stats favor them. They have 19 shots to Houston, 17 hits to Houston's 20. They have more possession time than the Houston Honey Badgers. 12 faceoffs, 1-7 for the Austin Bandits. Both teams are 0-for-1 in the power play. But Houston leads 2-0 over the Austin Bandits. So the Austin Bandits have not scored yet. And seems to be their issue is Sergei Bobrovsky. That's their issue. They have to beat Sergei Bobrovsky. How are they going to do that? They're going to figure that out. Because he's Sergei Bobrovsky. They were the Stanley Cup champion and a seasoned veteran at the sport of hockey. So that's the first intermission show. Here we go. Back. We go to the second period. The Austin Bandits of the Houston Honey Badgers here on the SIHL TV and Radio Network. So, hello and welcome back. Period 2. Here we go. Sebastiano and William Carlson the face-off. And the Austin Bandits when it started off period 2. Here in the right, there's Atkinson moving right on over the shot there in the save. Well, in the far corner, there's Sebastiano down with Sonny Milano. And playing color gains it there. It was Clark and Morgan Riley. He ends up picking it up. And after the neutral zone go the Honey Badgers. And Atkinson sneaks it up. Control back to the front of the shot there in the save. Scooped up back in the near corner. Morgan Riley there with Yoki Haru. Over to Philip Forsberg. Getting against the wall. Battle for the puck along the boards. A lot of bodies in one spot. Uyghur able to shovel it out. And his teammate took it after receiving the puck. Therefore, a turnover occurred. Here's Forsberg over the blue line. Moving in between the circles. The shot and a save. Just for Wallstad holding on. So we'll have another face-off. Adam Enrique goes Sharangovich. Take it off, and the Bandits able to win the face-off once again. Good passing, Warren Fogle over to Adam Henrique. Here come the Austin Bandits, Noah Cates. Lost it. Morgan Riley down low, battling for it there. Noah Cates to the back end. Fogle, shot there, save. Into the near corner it goes. A battle along the wall. Henry Yokiarba in the trapezoid there. Gets out over his own goal line, out to the neutral zone. Morgan Riley on the rush, but he's back checked heavily. He'll pick up the pass over to Callie. Callie looking for the shooting line. Finds one. Shoots in the save when off of Jesper Wallstead. The other way, Adam Henrique leading the way, but somebody's in the way on the backhand. He lost control of both. Along the right side it is. Kendra Marner, his own zone for the Houston Honey Badgers. It's up high. The backhand, Warren Fogle. Right to the front. No, Gates. Didn't work out to Henrique. Right out to the front shot there in the glove save. Sergei Bobrovsky. He holds on for the whistle. 15:31 to go in the second period. Glad to have you tuning in. 24 shots for the Austin Bandits, just 16 for Houston. Austin's getting more production, but their struggle here is beating Sergei Bobrovsky. John Bernard face off, able to get out to the neutral zone. It's Arthur Kelly that stepped in. They're going pretty deep behind the Bandits' goal line. Ryan Donato on the backhand for the Austin Bandits. Donato moves in, top of the left circle. Lifting the shot, couldn't really get much going there. Back of the near boards. DeAndre Miller on the backhand, finding Eli Silverton out to the neutral zone. Pass over to Arthur Kelly. A hit behind the play. Here's Giannis Brodin. Houston on a line change. Uyghur enters his own offensive zone, dumps it in deep for the Austin Bandits, but it's turned over. Romanov is there. Eli Tolvanen in the neutral zone. Honey Badgers enter the Austin zone. No real shot on goal. That was a weak lift toward the net. Here come the Bandits the other way into the Houston zone as they're struggling to hold on for possession. Battle along the boards ends up in the hands of Trent Frederick for the Honey Badgers. And down the ice he goes. Looking for a passing lane, couldn't find one, but found the shooting lane. Takes a shot and a save. And goes back out to playable ice. There's Walker through center. Sean Walker. Two defensemen in front. The pass is blocked by Dylan Collier. Atkinson steals with a shot and a save. Slicker Bobrovsky holding on for the whistle. 12:24 to go in period 2. Still 2-0 Houston. Sebastian Aho and Trent Frederick the face off. Puck is dropped off the face off, put and draw. Sean Walker over there to Smith. The back end left on one. Out there in a save. In the back end down the far corner. Henry Yukiharu. Over to Morgan Riley. Michael Pacetta. Through center able to move on the left wing. Here's Trent Frederick in the middle. Top of the circle. Shot there, save. Down along the goal line. Oh, good pass right in the slot. And a shot there on the back end. Couldn't really get much going. Yoel Armia. Over to Trent Frederick. Good passing Riley in the slot, but it's blocked. Milano going the other way for Sebastian Aho. Over the blue line on the left side. Middle on the back end, look for options. Field goal to drop off. He shoots and a save. Puck in the corner. Milano retrieves it. Aho back up. Trying to go right to the front. Center Milano is there. Shot there and a save. Scooped it by Clayton Keller. Forsberg. Carlson. Vogel able to keep it in. Shoots and a save. Carlson down low. Penalty on the way to Sebastian Aho. And the Honey Badgers going to the power play. So Aho they're heavily back checking William Carlson. And he's going to the box. And he's going to sit out his time for the penalty he just took. So face off to the left of Jesper Wallstead. The Bandits won the face off. Here's the leader on the backhand. Donatu who won the face-off. And then the Honey Badgers get it back in with a shot there and a save. Down the corner is Smith, able to take it to the corner, back on the near side. The Houston Honey Badgers, Yoel Armia. Right to the front there is Collier with a shot there and a save. On the backhand, trying to get right to the front, did not work out too well. Here's Ryan Donatu on the far side, able to move it right through center and clear down the ice. Going to kill off some time on this Houston power play. 128 took on the main advantage. Houston back from their own zone. They'll go back out to center ice and over the blue line, entering the Austin zone. The backhand right in front with a shot there and a save. Jesper Wallstead right through the slot. 9:25 remaining in the second period, so we're over halfway through. Glad to have you with us here on a Monday night. Adam and Ray facing William Carlson on the face-off. Morgan Riley wins the whipped on the shot there. Went wide. Carlson in the corner. Top of the right circle, up Forsberg right to the front with a shot there and a save. Carlson, another save! Back of the back edge, Walker is there. They play it out the center, he's able to do so to Eli Tolvanen. William Carlson. Entering the zone is playing car on the backhand, over to Forsberg with a shot and a save. Jesper Wallstead who holds on for the whistle. 48 seconds to go in the main advantage. And Carlson against Donato. Off the face-off lane, Hayden Fleury. On his back end over to Josh Stone. Is able to dump it in. Tolvanen. Bring Carter drop off pass. And Riley 3-on-2 rush with Carlson. Back to Riley in the middle. Shot and the save of the pad. And it's turned to the corner. Up high, Eli Tolvanen. Another save. Bounce back out. Josh Stone. Knocked off. Overlook pass. Tolvanen goes around and shot there, saved. And right out in front, one center. Wallstead saves that one too. 8 remaining in the second. Just 3 seconds on the Houston power play. I mean, 3 seconds is 3 seconds. We'll see. Let's see if I can do it. The face-off win there. Down 1 second, and not able to do so. Ogren. There's Sebastian Aho able to go the other way and over the red line. Aho moving in. He's surrounded by 3 Houston defensemen. Backhand just gets a weak backhander off and an easy save for Sergei Bobrovsky, who is He's been the reason the Austin Bandits are really struggling in this one. Sebastian Isle, Igor Sharangovich try to face off one. It's DeAndre Miller and cross ice. Sullivan after the neutral zone. On his back to his forehand, he signals and he takes a slap shot. And he took a hit and he lost his stick, so he has to retrieve it. He's just going to run to the bench and get a new one. Here's Cam Atkinson, top of the right circle on the backhand. The ref just picks up the stick on the ice. And no shot really there, but Borowski will keep the puck dead and let the play go dead by holding on to the puck. And so we're going to have a face-off. Aho facing Sharangovich. All to the roll, Uyghur win the backhand. Not much of a shot there. Milano back up high. Lawrence in the high slot. Slap shot and a save. Sergei Bobrovsky holding on for the whistle. There's a lot of slap shots in this league. Like a lot. Very different from the Sri League. We know exactly why. Not 100%, but it's uniqueness. All the face off. DeAndre Miller on the near side. Take it out to center ice with Trent Frederick. Over the blue line. Two defenders for Austin in front. They turn it over with ease. Here's Warren Fogle. And over the red line on his backhand. Holds on to possession. Spins around. And that play didn't work out too well. Because they go the other way for the Honey Badgers quickly. Into the Austin zone. Quite fast. I mean, just the speed of the turnover. And we're back down the other end of the edge just like that. And just Wallstead holding on for an easy whistle. 5:15 remaining in the second period. I feel like I don't call time and scoring. I feel like this game I'm not calling it enough. I probably should be calling it more. All the face-off win is J.C. Miller. Slap shot glove save. The Austin Bandits. This is the Battle of Texas. Got their glove save. Sergei Bobrovsky able to hold on for the whistle. I didn't even talk about last night. Last night was an insane game. I just completely forgot about it. That's what the whole reason I wanted to cover this game. So last night, the Austin Bandits were up 3-0 to start, and then the Honey Badgers just chipped away at a 3-0 lead the entire game for the second period and on, and they eventually won the game 4-3 in overtime. Quite impressive as Pizzetto is surrounded by three in the offensive zone. Nice pass from him, finds some space and a shot there and a save by Jesper Wallstead. So Honey Badgers by the end, it was 2-1. After two, it was 3-0 after one for the Austin Bandits. It was 3-1 after two, and after three we were tied at 3, and then the Honey Badgers won it in overtime last night 4-3. Adam Henrique and William Carlson the face-off. Face-off on the Honey Badgers. There's a shot there. So there, Jonas Berdina there in the backhand, able to find Adam Henrique. Cates threw it back to Jonas Berdina in the middle. Jonas Berdina knocked out by William Carlson. Just a loose puck. Forsberg over the line, offside. On the face-off there, Phil Forsberg able to get it over to Clayton Keller. Henry Yokiharu is there. Sebastian up. On the backhand, down we're going to find Cam Atkinson. Here's Phil Forsberg moving in over the blue line. He's poked off the buck. Here's Mackenzie Wicker back on the near side. Here's Cam Atkinson. Long lead pass intercepted by DeAndre Miller. Here's Phil Forsberg over to Clayton Keller. In the backhand, Philip Forsberg, he shoots an easy save. Wicker is there as well. There's a bit of a battle in the corner there. Owen scoop to the other side of the ice. Brodin on the left side for the Austin Bandits in the zone. Works out to center ice with some teammates. Bandits on the line change. Here's Cam Atkinson moving on in. Atkinson as the Bandits complete a line change. Atkinson unable to hold on. On the Houston Honey Badgers. Ben Keller. Keller finds some room. Pass to the front. A shot and a save. Down to the final 50 seconds. So less than a minute to go in period 2. Here's Josh Stone. Son of Chamberlain. Keller takes it right back away. Here's Clayton Keller over the line. Keller. Top of the left circle. Donato swoops in after he lost control. Rindano beats Isaiah Smith, the defenseman, over to Josh Down for the Austin Bandits. Drive shot off the blocker. And Walker, and time runs out, and we're going to the second intermission. 2 periods in the books. The Honey Badgers able to hold on to a 2-0 lead after 2, and you are listening to the SIHL TV and Radio Network. Alright, hello and back. Welcome back. Second intermission. So here we go. Got some Bandits and the Houston Honey Badgers. So Honey Badgers and Austin Bandits, interestingly, they're even with 36 shots apiece. 40 hits for the Houston Honey Badgers, so a lot of body checking on the Houston side especially. Some body checking by Austin too. 90 face-offs, 1 for the Austin Bandits, 15 face-offs, 1 for the Honey Badgers. So Austin, they're winning in that department, have more possession time, but again, it all comes down to one thing. They can't beat Sergei Bobrovsky. So all comes down to that. And Sergei Bobrovsky is defending his territory right now. He's been fantastic, saving all 36 shots. The Bandits can't crack the code. They're able to do it last night against him. And just now, they've hit a brick wall. It's like he's created a bubble that but in yesterday's game, that bubble was in the middle of being created, so they scored where the gaps came in, and then now those gaps are filled, and they can't penetrate. They have to do more to penetrate that bubble. It's a bubble analogy. Something that he did, somewhere between the first and second intermission of yesterday's game, he did something. He hasn't given up a goal since yesterday's game in the first period in Houston, since they were in Houston last night for game 1 of this back-to-back series. This home and home, that's what this was. It's a home and home, because they were in Houston last night. It's the second game of the home and home series. Austin Bandits and the Houston Honey Badgers. Alright, enough of me rambling. Let's go to period 3, final 20 minutes. You are listening to the SIHL TV and Radio Network. Welcome back, period 3. The Austin Bandits and the Houston Honey Badgers. Right after tuning in here on a Monday night, Honey Badgers leading 2-0. Yes, coming off a great win in the first of this home and home series last night, where they beat the Austin Bandits 4-3 after trailing 3-0 in the first. Shot there and a save down the far corner, and it was an overtime nonetheless. Here's Cam Atkinson there with the Sonny Milano out to the neutral zone. Out go the Austin Bandits, top of the left circle, moving in on the back end, and the slot with a shot is Milano, and a save there down in the near corner. Milano behind the goal, right out in front, and a save! Good save there by Sergei Bobrovsky. He's Quentin Keller for the Honey Badgers leading the way, but he's unable to weave around. Good pass, William Karlsson, and a save there on the far side of the ice. From the Badgers' perspective, in the offensive zone. Here's Sebastian, but back the other way. In the middle was Milano, save the pad there, goes to the far corner, skipped up there in the corner. Bit of a battle along the wall for it. Behind the goal is Yogi Harder with his own net. And here's Forsberg out of center, some hits behind the play. On the back end, Forsberg, an easy shot, an easy glove save for Jesper Wallstead. And holds on for a whistle. Adam Henry, Gregor Sharangovich. Henry, a quick reaction to the face-off, and the Bandits win it. In the back end, Wallstead will cover, so we're just going to have another whistle. Glad to have you tuning in. Thank you so much, actually, for all that tune in. All your tunes. I'm happy to be doing this. Here's Brody in over the line. Noah Cates out to center. I'm going to move into the offensive zone for the Bandits. Noah Cates lost it. Eli Tovanen on the near side. Out to Arthur Kaliev. And sure. Oh, nice hit. Yeah. Sharangovich continues though. Shot there in the save. But in the left wing corner. He's deep in the corner too. Sharangovich pinned against the wall. Battle. Sharangovich. Back up on North. Glove save, Wallstead. That was a really fast first shot there from the high slot. And Wallstead said no. Some big hits in this game, especially in that last stretch. So right on that third line, Dakota Joshua and Josh Stone taking the face off against Sharangovich, Eli Tovanen, and he wins it. It's made over to Dakota Joshua. Joshua over the blue line. The drop off. Out there in the save. Rebound, score! The Bandits are on the board. Dakota Joshua. First goal for the Bandits this year. And it's 1-0. And he got off the rebound. So Joshua able to put one through. So that's the guys in the way. But I think Sergei Bobrovsky was expecting the goal to come from the front. Dakota Joshua comes from his left side and with some Honey Badger bodies in the way, so I don't know if he could even see it clearly. And he puts it through. And the Bandits are on the board. So here's Dakota Joshua, Sean Walker after the it's one of the draw, but they turn it over to the net in the offensive zone. With a shot saved to the far side it goes. Dakota Joshua pinned against the wall after trying to retrieve the puck. Tolvanen is there with them. And Dakota Joshua finds Sean as they get out to center ice. Josh going on the rush. Top of the right circle. Lozano going to the front quickly in the save. On the shot. Rebound, score! The game's tied! Back to back! Dakota Joshua has this one too. And this game is tied at 2. Here in Austin. Boy, do we got ourselves a game here. Dakota Joshua, he just got them on the board. Then like about a couple minutes later, he's tied it. With a really good shot at the bottom of the left wing circle. Puts it past the glove of Sergei. Bandits not only on the board, they have tied the game. Josh down the assist. So Dakota Joshua single-handedly tied the game for the Austin Bandits. Up high, another long shot there and safe. The far side, Dakota Joshua. As he is the reason the Austin Bandits are in this game right now. Shot there in that block on the back end. That shot missed the net wide. Killer down low. This is certainly feeling like a rivalry game. Shot there. Oh, it's blocked. And save it's over the top of the goal. Ran it out. It was there, but found Sean Walker. Over to Smith. Over to Dakota Joshua. On the other side, Josh down. It's poked away. Isaiah Smith, the defenseman, retrieves it, but he turns it over immediately. He's got to run back on the right side. For the Honey Badgers, moves on in. Oh, he's wiped out by Isaiah Smith. Okay, Sonny Milano on the rush after a line change. The Austin Bandits. Oh, he's knocked off with speed. And gets it in a save. Sergei Bobrovsky, and I need a drink. So I'm going to take a break for real quick while the game still goes. And I'm back for the face-off. Aho and Sharangovich. Aho able to win it around the offensive zone. Shot there to the net. And that one's skipped up by Eli Tovanen in the far corner. Bit of a battle there. Atkinson and Cali over there as well. Eli Tovanen over to Morgan Riley. Able to get out to the neutral zone with Henry Yokihara for the Houston Honey Badgers. Houston. Slap shot by Yokihara and a goal save. Just well said. That thing was probably 90 miles an hour. 90 to 100 miles. That was fast. There's Rashnov and Igor Sharangovich. Face off this time in the Austin zone to the left of Jesper Alstead. On the face off one, Jonas Verdeen over to Cam Atkinson, who leads the way, but there's two Honey Badgers defensemen in front of him. Shot there, he scores! Cam Atkinson, and the Bandits take the lead. It's 3-2 Austin. First goal this season for Cam Atkinson. He just moved in the slot, shot a beautiful wrister out through a narrow gap between the post and Sergei Bobrovsky and the two Honey Badgers defensemen. I mean, the accuracy of that shot was actually incredible. Off the post and in. Yeah, I believe it was off the post and in. And the Austin Bandits late 3-2, and this crowd is jumping. Off the face-off win, the Honey Badgers able to win it. They had a 2-0 lead, and they blew it all in a single period. Out 10-32 to go on the third shot there, and a save down low in the corner, and Yoki Haru. Down low in the far corner, I tell you, this game has been wild. Back up high over to Forsberg. Lift on the shot there, Forsberg on the backhand shot there to save. Penalty on the way to Sebastian Aho. He's going out for interference. Boy, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be this has been a good game. Sebastian Aho out for interference. Oh yeah, this is the second penalty of the game, by the way. This is the second one of this game. Adam Henry taking the face off against William Karlsson. I believe the other one was interference too. Might have been slashing, I just can't remember. I'm not great with short-term memory. But I am great at this, so I'll keep it on for these games. That one's down on the into the Honey Badger zone. Goes in deep as they get it right back out. Clater took a big hit, but Forsberg receives the pass right after. And Flurry goes right back up, of course. Like nothing happened. As a Warrior should be. Gives Sullivan in the trapezoid of his own zone, and the Honey Badgers trying to get back out, which they do, and they got quite a bit of room. Here's Forsberg. Good pass, Clayton Keller. Top it off circle shot there in a save. Gets it down and off the boards. Behind the net. Forsberg on the backhand. Riley. Good passing. And a save. Forsberg gets it again. Right in the middle with a shot and a save. Jesper Wallstead. Goaltending has improved here in the third period. He's making some. He's having to save some harder shots, and he's showing up to the task. Do not know on. They get on that penalty going on for the Bandits. 1:04 to go. Houston power plays that cleared out down the ice after the face-off play. All the way down, and it goes into the Houston zone. Andre Miller cross ice for Yegor Sharangovich. Yeah, Arthur Kaliev. Another easy save for Wallstead. And cleared it back out to center. Left it, knocked down by Andre Miller. Actually, I think he hit him in the shoulder. And went down. Josh down. And Brodeen, and the Bandits slowly in through the center. Oh, and he whiffed on it. Look, it was one of the Austin defensemen. Kaliev over the blue line. Kodrak right there with a nice shot and a save. Trying to replicate Cam Atkinson, but he was unable to do it. Walker is there. 8:06 to go in the third. Still quite a few minutes of this one. It's been quite a game. DeAndre Miller able to win. Top of the right circle. Right in the high slot with a shot save. Skipped up by Jonas Brodin. Long pass over to Cam Atkinson. Gave the Bandits away, but he lost it immediately. DeAndre Miller is there with William Karlsson, who took a big hit. Forward in the middle. Nowhere to shoot it. He ends up shooting it right into some awesome defensemen and some hits behind the play. Cross ice for Dakota Joshua, top of the right circle. And left on it. Down in the corner, Sonny Milano. Backhand Milano, Atkinson, the backhand, save there. Atkinson trying to shoot right in front of the net, but maybe not enough room to actually make any real moves. So face off to the right of Sergei Bobrovsky for the Houston Honey Badgers. In the Honey Badgers zone, now he'll facing Karlsson, both top lines out for both the Honey Badgers and the Bandits. On the face off win, Morgan Riley. It's been quite the game for the Battle of Texas. Shot there, save right in front. Keller on the backhand. Left save. Wallstead off a slap shot for the blue line. Yeah, this is going to be a good rivalry this year. And they're in the same division, too. Austin Bandits, Houston Honey Badgers. And the location, because they're so close. On the face-off win, it's Morgan Riley. Naoki Haru. Forsberg down the far corner, back up by on Morgan Riley. Shot there and save down the low behind the net once again. In the far corner, William Karlsson. And Riley, that shot into the net and a save. Forsberg cheer from the Austin crowd. they've been really supportive tonight of the Austin Bandits. Yeah, the mascot is literally their logo. So that's kind of cool. The face-off winning is Mackenzie Week on the back end at Spurning. Over the blue line, able to move over the red line, get passed over to Adam Henrique in the middle. He goes. Tries to take a slap shot, but he whiffed on it. And here's Igor Sharangovich. Adam Henrique way down low. Oh, what a interception! Right, try to go right to the front. Kelly over the line, top of the right circle, and moves in the offensive zone. The shot there, saved by Wallstead back on the other side. The puck is. And the Austin Bandits get back out to center. Bandits able to enter the Houston zone. Brodin is in the slot with a shot and a save by Sergei Bobrovsky with a pad. So great off to Bobrovsky's right. The intensity of this game's been quite high, and there's been some drama. Adam Henrique crossing off the face-off one of these youngest Brodin, top of the left circle. Henrique is there on the back end, and the shot was blocked. Slap shot to the net, and a save. There's Forsberg with Henrique down low in the far corner. That's there as well. Carlson Shant for the Austin crowd. 2:25 to go in the third. Austin Bandits lead by 1. And it's Brodin. Carlson with the backhand, back up high. JT Miller. Back to Carlson. And no shot there. The Badgers trying to pressure in the offensive zone. Yokilar up high. A shot there. Trickles and he scores! Clayton Keller off a tip in. And the Honey Badgers tied the game at 3 with, 2 minutes to go? I believe so. Either just over 2 minutes ago or right under. A tip in front of the net by Clayton Keller, and the game is tied at 3. So it's a great pressure in the offensive zone. Yoki Haru, top of the left circle. He takes like a snapshot, and then Clayton Keller's standing right in Gretzky's office, and he gets a tip in right in the front of the net, and it goes in, and the game started at 3. Yeah, we had like a minute 40 seconds, and that went in. And down to a minute 20. Here's Henrique right to the front with Fogle. Can't get a shot on goal. Fogle back up high. Uyghur took a head as he tried to take a shot. And the Honey Badgers is there. Down in the far corner. Behind the goal. Son Milano in the trapezoid with the Oil Army, and the Honey Badgers finally get out to center ice. Bandits on a chain. 45 seconds remain. The game started at 3 in high slot. Bandits take control back in their own end. Behind the goal, Milano goes in, back checked heavily. Jonas Brodin is there. Over to Cam Atkinson. Aho. Atkinson in front, and the shot went off the stick of a defenseman for Houston, and they regained possession. And Michael Pizzetta down at the final 20 seconds of regulation. The game is tied. Pizzetta over the line, able to move with Frederick right on in. Shot there, and a goal save by Jesper Wallstead. I think we're going to have some extra hockey, folks. I think we'll have some extra hockey. Just putting a smile on my face. And the broadcast went really smooth, too, so that's fantastic. Got the face-off win. It's counter on back up high. There's Josh Stone. The speed, Josh Stone, final seconds, right to the front of the net. Can't put it through. And final seconds took it away. Yes, we're going to go to overtime. We are not done yet. 60 minutes in the books, and we are tied 3 apiece. Overtime's coming up next on the SIHL TV and Radio Network. Alright, so 61 shots for the Honey Badgers, 52 for the Austin Bandits. A lot of shots in this game, a lot of hits, a lot of everything. Wow, what a game, folks. We don't got much of an intermission. We gotta get to overtime. 66, like over 100 hits. Over 100 hits, over 100 shots combined. 29 face-offs won for the Austin Bandits, 22-1 for Houston. Last night went to overtime too in Houston in the first game of this back-to-back. So this has been the first wow games of the regular season. So Houston Honey Badgers 0 for 3 on the power play. Austin Bandits 0 for 1. So nobody's been able to actually score on the power play and get anything out of that. So we'll see how overtime goes. You are listening to the SIHL TV and Radio Network. Overtime is next. Stick around. Here we are for overtime. The Austin Bandits and the Houston Honey Badgers. On Monday night, we're tied at 3. We're going for overtime. 3-on-3 hockey. We are underway. It's going to be a 7-minute overtime. There's a shot they're going to save. Going to get over to SIHL. Forsberg over to Morgan Riley. Nice feed down low. Carlson in the save down low in the corner. Carlson there. Is that ball set on? He'll try to get out. Oh, he's wiped out. Mackenzie Wigger. Over to Sonny Milano. Milano with speed. Moving right on in. Down low along the goal line. There is there. William Carlson over there for Forsberg. For the Forsberg with Riley. Shot there. Oh, what a save. Riley in the backhand save there down the far corner it goes. Just get the guy for Forsberg back up on Riley. Over to Carlson in the middle. Up by Riley. Slap shot. Then that really hard shot and a save. Leader down low over to SIHL. The Austin Bandits out to center ice. Milano over the line. He's got a break. Milano. He scores! Sonny Milano wins it in overtime for the Austin Bandits. How about that for the Austin Bandits? Sonny Milano comes through. And the Austin Bandits split the back-to-back and win this one 4-3 in overtime. So Milano, he gets a break and goes to the 3. Houston defenseman can't catch up with him. He's like almost 10 feet past them. And they're like, you know, they just couldn't catch up to him. Pulling back in and just the accuracy too. And then he gets one past Bobrovsky to win it for the Austin Bandits. You are listening to the SIHL TV and Radio Network. Your final score, the Austin Bandits 4, the Honey Badgers 3. Post-game show next. Alright, hello, welcome to the post-game show. What a game! What a game! Austin Bandits won this one 4-3 in overtime. Dakota Joshua scoring the first 2. Cam Atkinson, the game tire. And the Austin Bandits win it 4-3 over the Honey Badgers. What a game! This was incredible. Wow. So, I mean, this was a good game. I mean, this game had everything. Big hits, lots of shots, and, you know, goals. Had an intensity through the roof. This felt like a playoff game, and we just started literally on Wednesday. What a game. What a game. I mean, it was. That's gonna push the Austin Bandits to 2-1-1, and then they should be tied with either tied 5, and then so yeah, they're still gonna be behind Houston, but they cut it down to a point because Houston now has 5 points, Austin has 4. So that's the post-game show. I don't have much. I don't even know. Other than that goal was amazing. Before we go, we're gonna look at this overtime goal because you can see that the play develops down here after there's a Mackenzie Weegar in trapezoid of his own zone. Then he passes it over to SIHL along the right wing. Into the middle of Sonny Milano. So there's 2, and by the point he's at center ice, behind him, in front of him, is Morgan Riley. So then, Sonny Milano, what he does is he keeps going, and then Carlson attacks him from the side, and he misses. And then Philip Forsberg's just kind of being lazy with it, to be honest. He's not really doing much. But then they're all three of them behind him. When Riley tries one more time to like back check him off the puck, and it doesn't work. Then Milano's all by himself. He's on his forehand. He goes backhand, and then back to the forehand, and puts it past the blocker of Sergei Bobrovsky to win the game in overtime, 4-3. That was a fun game. Glad to have you with us tuning in on a Monday night. You are listening to the SIHL TVN Radio Network. And that's the broadcast. See you tomorrow. Have a good night.